I'll never forget that moment when Tony Kushner told me I was his first to fail, but his first. As soon as I heard that the Signature was doing a season of Tony Kushner, and in fact both parts of Angels in America, I begged to be a part of it. As is my wont, I often will find out about a project and ask to be part of it. That's sort of how I find work, I just ask. I did not specify what role I wanted to be considered for, and they just came and said, yeah, we'd consider you for the role of Prior. And I thought, Prior? I don't know that one. I mean, of course I knew the play, but that's the only role I'd never really worked on before. So I went in and auditioned and got to meet Tony and Michael Greif, and I think that's probably the first time I met James Houghton. And I remember in my audition, Prior goes before the angels. I never really got that scene reading it, and I remember Tony trying to explain this to me in the audition. I think it's more like this, I think it's more like this, and Tony explaining it and stopping himself and saying, I never discussed this with an actor before. On the one hand, I was like, great, everyone else gets it. But on the other hand, I was like, this is a first. Of course, there have been so many actors who played Prior, but not that many actors who played Prior with Tony in the room. It was a wonderful experience working with them, and I had several auditions, and I didn't get it. But the show is a hit, and the guy who did get it was successful enough to get another job and leave the production. And then I got the job. I really think once I started looking at it, and I was 30, which is how old Prior is. So I'm 30 years old, looking at the world of the play, imagining how I would be in that time and that circumstance, and that's who I would be. That's what my experience would be like. I realized, oh, this is the right part for me, and this is the part I was always supposed to be working on. And leaving Angels in America, I was a much better actor than I was when I auditioned for it or even started working on it.